Hey guys, this time we're back at Matt's house to get the 240 running, and we've got a lot to get done today so that hopefully we can start it up next time we're here. So Matt's fixing up the connections on the wiring harness because we put those together in the dark last time, and I'm going to be working on getting the custom power steering setup working. We've got a power steering pump out of an MR2, which is an electric power steering pump that we're mounting near the firewall. So here's Matt working on the harness, and this is where we've mounted our new power steering pump. That's the reservoir you see on top, and we've just got to put these AN lines on the back. So we just finished getting the new power steering pump hooked up on Matt's car, and I figured I would give you a rundown on the power steering system that we're doing with this swap. So this is our power steering pump, and this is out of an MR2. It's an electric power steering pump, and it only uses 2 connections. This is our return, and this is our oil feed, which we have an AN line for. So the reason the electric power steering pump got used is because we couldn't find a power steering bracket for the RB20, even though pumps seem to be everywhere. So the RB20 uses a KA power steering pump, so you can get those almost anywhere, but the bracket needs to be one made for an RB. We couldn't get a hold of one. So we decided to put a cooler on this setup because when we go to the track, we're often out in the desert, and having the steering working overtime almost always makes the fluid boil, and we can't have that if we want to keep our steering working. So the next thing we got to work on is holding the core support up. This is the front of the car currently, and you can see we took the 2 core support bars out right here, and it should sit about up there. Yeah, so we need to stop that A from wiggling and B from sagging like that, because it needs to be about 1.5 inches, 2 inches higher. So the plan here is to lift it up and then add a support from the frame rail here up to near the headlight to hold it up to the right size without blocking anything in the middle where the radiator needs to go. So to fix the core support, we're going to cut a couple pieces of rod that we got from Home Depot and just weld them in real quick. We're planning on doing a whole tube front sometime in the nearish future, so right now we're just trying to make this all line up enough to get this swap going. Alright, now we test whether it holds up. I didn't see it move. That feels pretty solid.
Nope, we're good.
Way better than before where it was just like... Alright guys, so now that we got the front sorted, we need to do the exhaust. And the main problem with the exhaust is that we changed the turbo that we're using, and the new turbo has a V-band outlet. Because of the new type of flange, we're going to need a new elbow. Hopefully the old elbow lines up to the V-band enough that we can use it at least for a little while until we can get a better elbow in there. So let me show you what we got. So this is what we got made up at Matt's house. No, the welds are not beautiful, but we didn't really have enough electricity power for the penetration. The problem with using the old downpipe was that the new one used a V-band clamp. So we chopped up the old elbow and got the flange off of it to use for the bottom, just like the old one connected, and we used the new V-band that came with the turbo for here. We had a pipe that had a pretty good bend in it, and luckily it fit up pretty well after some fiddling. And now the last thing we need to do is just put this connector right here, right there, on Matt's smiley face that he left me for a marker, so that we can get the O2 sensor plugged into the new elbow. Alright guys, so now our downpipe's pretty much all done. Alright guys, so that concludes another day of working on getting Matt's S13 swap going. We got the turbo elbow completely fabricated today, which is a great thing. Now that we have this done, we really just have to get a hold of some intercooler piping, put the clutch slave cylinder on, and then get it fired up. As soon as we get Matt's swap going, we're both hitting the track because we are itching to go drifting. So stay tuned for some of that. There should be plenty of action to come. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. Remember to subscribe if you're going to keep watching the videos. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time on Full Tilt Drift.